Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Sophia.
That's Stormy.
And we are the Spindrift Empire.
And we had to redo this introduction because in the theme of this week's episode, we screwed it up. Welcome to episode 8, where we talk about failure. So, as of the recording of this video, absolutely nobody has seen the video we put up yesterday saying that we weren't going to have a video up. So maybe nobody would have noticed, and we should have just let it happen. But what we wanted to do this week, we talk about, everybody who's in this sort of lifestyle talks about like, oh, well, there's good times and there's bad times. There's ups and there's downs. You know, people will say to you when you're talking to like a new person, like, oh, that sounds really fun. Sometimes I think about doing that. Like, oh, you know, it's not always good. But nobody ever talks about the things that actually do go wrong. You know, even we've said in previous posts, sometimes it goes wrong. So we figured this week, actually, a lot of little, fairly unimportant, but incredibly annoying things have gone wrong.
It happens.
And we happen to have some footage of it. So we thought we would actually put some together into a bit of a clip show. I know, first season, and we're already doing a clip show. And show some of the things that have gone on. So the first thing we're going to show you happened middle of the past week, and basically I went for a drive. You may notice, by the way, that's a different, that vehicle will have a hard time towing our trailer, which we call No Face, and that's because Betsy, the truck, is in the shop right now. But when we still had Betsy, I decided I was going to go for a ride. I've mentioned the sand dunes, and there's what's called sand highways all along the sand dunes. And I went to the nearest entrance to it, and I was driving along, and everything was fine. One of the reasons that the truck is in the shop is because it didn't have four-wheel drive. There's a speed sensor in the rear wheel. It had gone bad. It stopped four-wheel drive, anti-lock brakes, and traction control.
Those are all important things.
Yes,
sometimes.
they really can be very
helpful.
So I didn't have any of those things, and the tracks went sharply to the left. I thought that meant the road went sharply to the left, but it didn't. It meant that the tracks went sharply to the left, and the road was buried under a drifted sand dune, and the moment I went off the sand highway, I sank to the axle. And then I started digging, and I kept spinning and digging and spinning and digging and spinning. By the time I called the tow truck, we'd already had a whole lot of people make zero effort whatsoever to help us, just drive by us as we're waving our arms and yelling help, which was, just want to say thank you to those folks. One guy who did his absolute best possible job, but he just had a two-wheel drive truck and he couldn't get us out. He spent hour and a half.
Yeah, he was a very helpful dude.
Fellow by the name of TJ. Great kid.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything. And then I finally called the tow truck. So this clip will pick up shortly after the tow truck arrives and starts to solve the problem.
Get you a little free advertising.
Right. Next towing. I'm gonna back up a little bit more.
Do you want me in neutral?
Yeah, please. And hold the steering wheel straight.
Yeah, you got it. Hi. You film.
Alright.
Do you have my keys? Or do they still
I might have them. They're probably still in the truck. No.
Well, I would have been bad if he was behind the wheel.
Huh. Come here, girl. Alright, he's ready when you are. Good girl, stay. Oh, no, come here, girl. Stormy, come here. Come on, sorry.
Do you have it in park?
Come on.
Oh, neutral. When will? Is the emergency brake on? Yes. All right.
Ah, Jesus.
Brake.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Come here. Good girl. Bye, Todd. So recreationally, we also had a mishap. We went for a hike on the highest peak of the Cargo Muchacho Mountains and took a wrong turn, missed the peak, and it was took us so long to get up there and back down that we had to, you know, give up on the peak, which we don't like to do, but
No.
this is really treacherous ground, and the Scrabble is just insane. Like, a misstep's going to take you down the mountainside, so check this video out.
We're where the road ended.
And we're where?
In the wrong place. Are you recording?
I am, yeah.
We're in the absolute wrong place. We are 2 ridges south of where we should be.
This is what we climbed up. You can see the trailers all the way off in the distance. At nighttime, there's a light, like a solar light somebody put up here taunting us, and we decided we were going to try to climb this biggest peak of the Cargos Muchachos Mountains down here in Southern California and go find that solar light. But the thing with solar lights is that you can only see them when it's dark.
They're
So,
also only this big.
yeah.
And
Hey, look, it's me, guys. But yeah, so here we are, up a very steep, very treacherous mining area that has a lot of loose Scrabble on it. But we're gonna head back down, and I don't know that we're gonna pursue the light. I guess we'll see what we see, but it was fun, and there's a lot of little rocks for me to look at, and you know, lots of things to poke yourself on. So hey, sometimes you win, sometimes
you climb the wrong mountain.
yeah, exactly. So to sum it all up, it's been an off week just because things happen, and that's fine. I mean, we don't have a lot of responsibilities right now, but it does have an impact on us financially. You know, we had to pay the tow truck. We had to drive into town every day this week for one thing or another. Sometimes things just kind of collide, and you deal with it and move on, but we also realize now that we are definitely at a point in the government shutdown where we don't believe that our hiring bosses are going to be able to recover in time to get us hired and give us the time we need to find housing and, you know, figure out a whole bunch of stuff moving to a new city. So we're starting our countdown this week. We need to have something figured out somewhere in a western state, in one of the few places that we've chosen between Missoula, Butte, Boise, Idaho, and start looking for housing and start looking for jobs.
Camera. Look at the camera. I'm trying not to fidget. I don't think I'm doing a good job. She's trying to look at the camera.
I still have to pretend that there's somebody there, and then since there's nobody there, I forget. But I'm talking to you guys, and I need to keep that in mind. So yeah, you know, I'm learning, but with all those things this week, that's why we didn't have like a super awesome happy video, but we also think it's important to, you know, show the different sides of being on the road and what it's like to like live extendedly out of, you know, small cargo trailer with everything that you need with you, you know, and keeping that stuff maintained and keeping ourselves happy and the dog happy. So Thanks for joining us this week, and I believe next week I'm planning on doing a video down by the border wall and talk about that a little bit, since we have spent most of our journey, you know, camping within a 50-mile radius of the border and crossing multiple times over into Mexico to have some fun. So, see you then.
Yeah, and with that in mind, we're going to play you out with a real quick video that we took yesterday in Tijuana. That we took this. It's just a street. It's just slowed down. The audio is a little funky because I slowed it down so that you could get a good look at what it looks like. This was pretty representative of what Tijuana looks like. It was a beautiful city. We really enjoyed it. And if I had the chance again to go to Tijuana and hang out for a bit and eat some tacos instead of doing what I'm supposed to be doing and getting a video up, I'd be eating a taco. So,
don't forget
to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week.